I got into E36s when I was a kid, right? They were the new hot car when I was old enough to realize what cars were. The lines, the sound, the balance. I had an E30 as my first car, and I always wanted an E36, and that was the next stepping stone. This particular car was a friend of mine's. He and a business partner of him purchased it new in '97, so it was 2 years old, brand new.
A new, just regular E36 M3.
This particular Lightweight.
What's the difference between the M3 and the M3 Lightweight?
So the M3 Lightweight was a hand-built car. They all came in the standard Alpine white, no sunroof, aluminum doors, no air conditioning, no radio, and then a BMW parts kit in the trunk. The parts kit in the trunk consisted of an adjustable splitter, adjustable strut bar, adjustable wing, and an upgraded oil pump and oil pan system.
Do you know how many they made of the lightweight version?
They made 127, and the first 50 of them were just for BMW's factory racing program in 1995.
Do you know how much a good stock lightweight is going for right now?
They range anywhere from 150 to 180. The record sale is 380. That was Paul Walker's car. There's one going for sale today on DuPont Registry, expected to pull over 150. The car had been sitting for 12 years, virtually untouched. Started a couple times, but beyond that, it didn't move. And then it got transported to his house, and it sat in his garage for another 6 years, not being started at all. So I went up and rescued the car from him, brought it down to here. I had 10 days to turn the car around to make it running, driving, presentable, and then we took it to Monterey for Monterey Car Week for the Legends of the Autobahn, which was the celebration 30 years of the E36 Lightweight. As we were getting this car ready for Monterey, we had discovered it was the last one that they ever made. We had to submit the VIN for approval to get into Legends Autobahn, and they basically reached out and said, "Are you sure that's the right VIN?" "Yes." I'm like, "Are you sure it's the right VIN?" I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Well, that's the last one that they ever made." And it has been a track car since day one.
Since day one?
Since day one. Bought, driven for street and track use, and then slowly evolved into a full-blown track car, and then turned into a full-blown race car around 2002.
So the previous owner, what did they modify from stock?
We helped him transition this car into a full-blown race car back in the early 2000s. Worked in a shop, we did BMWs exclusively, and we helped him transition this car into a BMW Club I-Prepared race car. That's everything from adjustable coilovers to the Stop Technic brake kit, the bespoke forge lines specifically for him. I've been involved with this car for 23 years at this point. When you're racing in classes, you need to find every advantage, and every little advantage can make the difference between a win. Every corner has been touched, massaged to improve its abilities. The car has double adjustable coilover suspension system on it. From the factory, the suspension package looked the same, but it had different spring rates, and they also expected you to essentially take that off immediately and put on a motorsport system. The reason that they built this car was so that they could race it in IMSA in the 90s. So they built enough to homologate for racing, and then they sold off the rest to the customers. I will tell you that most of the lightweights I am familiar with right now that I know where they exist and function, 90% of them are full-blown race cars. There are very few that are untouched or untracked, because that's what they were designed to do. When they were new, they couldn't sell them. Everybody was of the mindset of, why am I paying more to not have air conditioning, to not have a radio, to not have a sunroof? Because they didn't understand why they built the car. To build a fully prepped race car, it starts with the front. Everything from the upgraded splitter for aerodynamics, canards for wind deflection, even a more efficient cooling fan that keeps the car cool but weighs less than the factory. This car has a cool air intake which actually pulls air from the fog light location down here, up behind the headlight, into this airbox assembly, and then through. The airflow meter is upgraded, the throttle body is upgraded, This car has a fully built IP legal 3.2 liter motor in it. Chuck Stickley, when he was around, this was one of the last ones he built, and this one made 307 wheel horsepower on race gas at the time.
So this is different from the S52?
It is an S52. So the lightweights came with an S50, 3 liter. This is the S52 from the 96 and later, 3.2 liter.
Gotcha.
It has big cams, his special massaging of the bottom end, which was all class legal, but balancing the rotating assembly, massaging pistons, the whole 9 yards. It had every trick piece that you could possibly have back then. This is the factory lightweight strut brace, only came with the lightweights. It even has the BMW part number right there. Those are unobtainium now.
These you can't find?
No.
No.
No. Or they are thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Even the factory hardware for these is different than a regular E36 for the nuts. That's part of the strut brace package. This one has adjustable camber caster plates. That's crucial for setting up your alignment to get the best performance out of the car. For certain race classes, you were required to have a test port for fuel. This car has a external fuel pressure regulator with a test port so you could sample the fuel. Racing classes say you have to run no more than this octane or you can't have this additive in it, so on and so forth. So that's why that's there. And then you go through and you remove anything that's not necessary, like the heater core. The car doesn't have heat anymore, and that frees up a bunch of weight right in the middle of the car, which is always helpful when you're trying to get to a minimum weight for a specific race class. Inside, it has been completely stripped out and a touring car style roll cage was installed. My understanding is there's only 2 or 3 of this cage in the US. He actually came from Europe, installed the cage in the US, mimicked after his touring car cages from Germany.
And the wing, that's not stock, right?
So this is a PTG prototype group replica of the factory lightweight wing. PTG was BMW North America's racing program, and PTG took delivery of all these cars from Germany. That's where they were built into the factory race cars and then sold off. So PTG made a competition version of the wing, which was made out of carbon and had an extended height to it and was adjustable in the center section. But the factory wing is the same dimensions, just not quite as tall and not adjustable.
Now BMW CCA, they have a spec that's just E36 M3s?
They have a spec class that's called I Prepared. It is not just for E36 M3s. Their ruling system is based upon displacement, power to weight, power adders, so on and so forth, and it's a calculated class. So you could have other cars besides an E36 M3 in that class, but the E36 M3 was the dominant car in that class.
So someone who's wanting to buy an E36 to track today,
Yeah.
what's some advice that you would give them?
It's best to buy a car that's already set up for the track. It will be far cheaper to tailor a car that's done to yourself than it is to build one from scratch. There are a bunch of E36s out there that have good parts on them that somebody took the hit on the initial build and you can buy for pennies on what they invested. You can get a jump start on buying somebody else's race car. To put it in perspective, comparable cars to this one that are not lightweights, that are just an E36 M3 IP car, sell for 30 grand with similar horsepower, similar suspension, similar brakes. Well-sorted cars that are 30 grand. And then you're also at that point not taking a super nice E36 and cutting it up and turning it into a track car.